Hey guys, welcome back. We're less than 24 hours out, and this RV has no levels. Like leveling items on the RV on the outside. And the previous owners, I guess they really wasn't that much concerned about that. They used it a lot for deer hunting and stuff. But I have noticed a difference if it's not level. When we had it over in the yard, of course, it got to settling in the yard and stuff, and you could tell it's kind of a slope, inside the thing. So I've got it fairly level here on the driveway, especially end to end, this way. But now left to right, I didn't really get into worrying too much about it. It's off a little bit, but I'm not concerned. But really, I want to be able to make sure that I can get this thing level so that everything operates properly inside, especially with the refrigerators. We're using the propane gas. So anyway, I've looked at this thing, and I bought these, and they're great. But when it comes to a level, the longer the level, the more accurate it is. And these work good. I mean, they're great. But maybe you can see here, they have these little holes in them, and then they also have the double sticky tape, and then they have these holes. Maybe you can see them. I guess let me put it up here like this. Maybe you can see the holes. But anyway, I didn't want to put any holes in my RV. More holes, more chances of water. I tried sticking one on, and it doesn't stick very well. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to use these on the inside. There's a little area in there where light switches behind the panel are, and it's close to the front door, and then that way if I want to I can open the panel and I can stand outside the RV and look through the door of the RV and I can see the levels. That way I'll kind of have a little idea too. But I know this is level now because I've done checked it by the floor inside. But just so happens it does line up pretty good with this, and it is dead on level. But you cannot depend on the manufacturer putting these in level. One thing I think they did do, and I've noticed this, is I guess when they got it on the assembly line, everything is level on the assembly line, that the decal on the back, it looks like it is dead on level. Because when I hold this up to the decal, the bubble sets about the same place it does when I set it on the floor on the inside. So they must have that decal level. I'll show you that in a minute. I had thought about doing this because I can't trust the slide outs because these things, they cock when they go in and out. I've got another slide out here, so I didn't want to use, the edge of the slide out to see. But you can tell here, this slide out even has a drop to it for the rain to run off, and this thing is, it's off about the same amount as the back is, and as the floor is on the inside. So apparently that pull out is pretty accurate, but I don't want to take a chance on it. I know after years of wear and moving in and out that could change, and I want to make sure I'm good and level. So my thought was, I'm going to set these down. My thought was that I could take this and put it on the RV somewhere, if this hadn't have been level, but it is. Put it on the RV somewhere, take it, set it there, and put me 2 small indiscreet marks. I'd rather have marks from a permanent pencil or permanent marker than I'm sorry about that, I got people coming in and out. I'd rather have marks from a permanent marker on the side of my RV than holes screwed into it. But I've come back out here again, and I'm convinced this is going to be the best place, and my controls are right around the corner right there, that I can use this to get forward and back on the RV. When I take this level and I line it right up with the decals, it is showing the bubble to be this direction, which means this side is a little higher than that side. But that is exactly the way the bubble looks on the inside of the RV when I lay it in the floor. So I am pretty sure that they had some way to get this really accurately level on the RV as a mark. So I'll use this back portion when I'm first bringing the RV into the space, and then I'll start worrying about front to back after I get it level with the wheels. And the way you do that is it's kind of hard to see the wheels. At any rate, I'll back it up some. You can see here. Okay, now to get it level left to right, I have this, it's really a trailer aid, it's called, and what that does is you can drive up on it so that you can change one of the tires that will help you. I do have a bottle jack in case that's not high enough, but I also have some 2x6s that I can lay down, and I can drive the tires up on those And that way, if it's not level, then I'll pull it back off of them, set them back down again, go back up, maybe stack more, and just keep going until I get it left and right. And then once I get it left and right, then that's when I will take and lower the front and disconnect from the truck. And then when I get it leveled by the front lifts that are these legs up front, once I get it level, then I will come back in the back and lower the stabilizers. You do not want to use the stabilizers pushing up on this motorhome. They're only there to just make it stable. You put them on the ground so they get tight and you leave them. Don't over crank them, you'll tear them up. These up here will raise the RV up and down. So that's where you're going to get your balance from end to end. But you got to get your left to right when you're bringing it into the actual parking space that you're parking in. So I'm tickled. I'm not going to have to put the marks on my RV. I'm going to be able to use that one panel over there and use the decal on the back to get myself level and keep this. Another thing is too about these levels, even the little stick-on levels, is you know that it's always green, right? So that way you can see it. After they're out in light, and most contractors can tell you this that work outside, after this level sits out in the sun for, you know, hours as you're working, these will just eventually just go clear, and it makes them really hard to see. And I knew that would be the same problem I'd had if I put those levelers on the side of the RV, that in a few years I'd have to take them off. And if I did put them on to screw them, and I may do later, I may find, if I can find some bigger ones, I might do that and caulk them in for later use to make it easier. But I'm confident now that this is going to be just fine to keep the RV level. Okay, that's good and level, and I'm probably standing about where the camera's at now, so this is really going to help me. And also, this will give me something to keep a check with when we're camping. I don't have to keep going outside and checking it. If it feels like something's moved, then I should be able to open this panel up and tell if it's moved from left to right or end to end. I have considered putting one here on this door, but I would have to make sure that the RV is level left to right before I do that, and it's not at this time, and I'm not going to guess at that. So the door I know is probably not level because of the way it's done, and over years of use it probably will get to sagging and be less out of level, but at least it would be something that would give me an indicator to where now I have one left to right, all right, and then I have one from end to end that I can just view from the inside, and it'll be a help too. If I check the balance on that side, I check the balance on the back, and I come around here and I look and see if these are all matching up, I should be pretty good and level. Thanks again, guys, for watching.